Welcome to Muddy River News. I'm Bob Goff, and just wanted to talk a little bit about some great things we have happening here at the website. Of course, it's more than just a website. We are striving to be your community news source, your top community news source. And even though we haven't even been around 2 months yet, I think we are showing that we're off to a pretty good start. I had the pleasure of speaking with the noon Kiwanis on Monday. I want to thank Trenton Murphin from Edward Jones for that invitation, and had a real good conversation, and a lot of people seemed very interested in the site, and we had a nice little traffic spike because of all the people at the noon Kiwanis meeting who jumped on their phones and took a look at the site, and that was greatly appreciated. So there are a lot of things going on right now in our region, and we are doing our best and striving to improve our coverage. And we've got some major announcements coming up here in the next few weeks that I think you're going to find pretty exciting. And I think it's going to be something that this area is going to be very receptive to, not only in just our news coverage, sports coverage, and what have you, but just our general approach of how we're doing things with podcasts such as this. And this podcast is, just one that we try to do. I try to do on a regular basis, just to talk to those of you who are enjoying Muddy River News at this time. And one of the things we're working on right now is the Quincy City Council meeting last night. There's a huge controversy going on right now with rental properties and how landlords should be regulated a little stricter. Of course, a lot of those landlords are telling me that if the city were enforcing the codes it currently had in place, it wouldn't be an issue. But Mayor Trope is being proactive and putting together a committee, which was discussed at the Monday night City Council meeting, and there's a story about that on Muddy River News right now. We are going to take an in-depth look at this issue. We're going to speak with some landlords and do a tour of some properties, because while landlords are dealing with this issue, the renter component is not exactly pretty in a lot of these regards. I've seen some pretty disturbing videos from some of these folks, and I just don't know why anybody would be in that business right now. But we're gonna improve. So show you some coverage of this, and I think you're going to be pretty amazed of some of the things going on out there right now. So but again, it's an issue that it's one of those both sides things where landlords, for the most part in Quincy, do the right thing, but there are a few bad apples, and then you've got renters many of whom take care of the property in which they are staying, but then you've got some who just don't give a damn and trash the place. So we're trying to take a good look at this issue, and I hope you'll appreciate our coverage of this as the next few weeks go on here at Muddy River News. It's a great opportunity right now just to talk a little bit more just about what we're doing and how this site is coming about. One of the things that I'm having a little trouble with right now is our commenting process. I don't think I'm a dumb guy, but I'm really having a trouble focusing and trying to sort through our commenting process. And I'm working with our developer, John Hammond, to streamline the process and make it a little clearer, because we really want to have people commenting on our site. We really want to have people have the discussion in-house, so to speak. Now, I do want people to use their own names, and we've got some folks who are using some fake names, and kind of makes me roll my eyes. It's like, look, if you're going to get behind the keyboard, put your name to it, which is something I've always believed in. But we're working on that, because trying to get away from Facebook. And I think the thing that just amazes me is all the people and friends of mine and people who complain about Facebook, but they're on it every day and they comment and put their own stuff out there, which is all well and good. But I really think that we want to bring that to a more local source, because if everybody's going to complain about Mark Zuckerberg and him, getting a few more $1 billion, well, you're feeding into that by taking part in those things. So, but again, we also want the discussion to be civil. There's no room for name calling. There's enough of that trash and garbage out there on the internet. So, and we're trying to just tell good stories. David Adam, a friend of mine and my colleague here at Muddy River News, just doing a fantastic job. And we've got a lot more people coming on board. You've seen a lot of things that Jim Dewey's written over in Hannibal, and Brittany Bowl, and the wonderful piece that was submitted by Dr. Ali about life in Quincy. And then people get on there and it's like, well, why don't you talk about the meth problem? Well, that's not what the issue's about. This is about a woman who came over and was an immigrant and was warmly embraced by the community. There's there's enough stuff on the blotter, enough crime crap out there. That's great. Every once in a while, can't we just celebrate our community? Don't get me wrong. I don't want to be a pom pom waver, and I know the city and the county and all of the entities have their issues, and especially the county right now, which is something we'll be talking about in the not too distant future. But I look at this and it's like, you want to tout your community, but you want to be a watchdog. But I think old media in this community really fell into the boosterism and pom pom waving trap. And I know I really try to stay away from that. And I know that doesn't thrill a lot of people. But you just have to call it like you see it sometimes. And if something's going on that needs to be brought out and called out, we'll do that. David did that a couple of weeks ago with the issue on the Westview report that didn't exactly tell the whole story on that. So again, it's an absolutely beautiful day here in our Muddy River Valley. And speaking of golf, I'd love to go play some. I haven't touched a club this year because I've been busy trying to put together a quality product for you people. So, and I like to play. I played a lot last year. This year I haven't done it. I like to play a lot with my dad and my son. But it's just, just haven't had that opportunity yet. Maybe coming up here in the not too distant future. So, but it's just a wonderful morning here, and it's just, the so crisp outside. And again, I busted out my Mr. Rogers sweater just for my friend Don O'Brien, and it is a beautiful day in the Muddy River neighborhood. There's no question about that. So, but I just again wanted to just say thank you for all of your input, all of your support. We're adding more sponsors every day. We've got more people wanting to contribute every day. It's humbling. The support from my family on this has been incredible as well. We're trying to cover the whole area. We're starting to get a little more news out of Hannibal. Jim Dewey is. We talked yesterday and focused on 4 or 5 stories he's going to kick on for us. Of course, the biggest event of Hannibal every year is National Tom Sawyer Days, and that's coming up. And I think Muddy River News should certainly have a place at mud volleyball in Hannibal, and I think we're gonna get that done too. So, if you have any questions or concerns or complaints or what have you, send them to us at news@muddyrivernews.com. Or, of course, you can always call me, 217-577-8044. My number is out there. If I don't recognize your number, yes, I will more than likely screen the call because, my car's extended warranty is just fine. Thank you. So, but this is just another opportunity for me to talk to people. We are going to do more podcasts, more interviews. We've got State Senator Jill Tracy coming up this week on Muddy River News this week, and we just want to continue to put this out there, continue to talk to people. Going to have another conversation with David a little this week just about life in general as we build this Muddy River News process. And of course, my partners in this, Jim Rapp and Mike Kincher, have been incredibly supportive. Just can't thank them enough for helping us get this thing all put together. So just wanted to take another opportunity to say thank you to everybody and tell you that we'll be talking to you again a little later on this week. Again, we have the conversation with Jill Tracy, but we've also got some other chats we're going to come up with here as well. And I may even go on a little rant and complaint about how bad the Cardinals are this year. So, but that's for another time. So anyway, just wanted to reach out to everybody and tell you to have a great day. And thank you for reading and watching Muddy River News.